Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, welcome to my channel. This is when we're about to know if this is the first time you're stepping across this channel. Basically, well, to subscribe. Alright, subscribe to this channel. I have a lot to offer you. So today we are going to talk about one of the most effective binary strategy, and we are going to talk about touch no touch. I believe most persons don't know how to operate with this, and they've not probably come across it, or they've not touched it as no, they've not really touched it that much. So I'm just going to take you across it and teach you how to operate with it. It's a very reliable source one can generate a whole lot from. So we're just going to go through it right now, and you can see on my window I already have this set, but I'm just going to start from beginning, like I have never like I've not done anything before. So let me just open it up and then open it again. Alright, so first of all, how to open binary.com. Then for your that are using Deriv, alright, let's switch to Deriv as well. Let's just switch to Deriv. So if you have a binary account, you can directly log into your Deriv account. So just log into Deriv.com. Now when you're logged into Deriv.com, pardon me, I'm going to use demo for this because this is demonstration video. So I don't want to, live account requires a real concentration, especially when one is trading, so I wouldn't want to be risking too much. Alright, so I'm going to use the demo, and the reason why your demo balance is there is for you to practice enough and enough and enough. Okay, so most person might be thinking, okay, this demo, this person have lost to 700. No, that's not the case. What really happened on this account, like I do tell some of my students, you have to reduce your balance to like the minimum amount that you can, the minimum possible that you can practice with, and try to build up that minimum to the highest, because when you're practicing with the $10,000 that's deposited on your account, you might not really know exactly what is obtainable, because the voluminous of the money will be deceiving you. All right, so you wouldn't want that to happen, so you just have to step down a little bit. All right, so we're going to do this on binary, and we'll do it on Deriv.com. So either way, they both work the same thing. So first of all, what I'm going to do right here is to switch to synthetic indices. We all know the volatility market is one of my favorite. It's our favorite. All right, it's our favorite because of its versatility and the volatility of its volatility as well. So now while I'm on this interface, I normally switch this to this chart, and this is pretty cool. Now when you first log into this interface, just like you see here, what you see here is the default. It comes onto a default like this. I just switch the market right now, and then this here, and then it always comes with the default like this. So what you have to be sure you have to do is to switch to minute. All right, when you do that, then switch this is always rise and fall as default. So let's switch this rise and fall to touch no touch. All right, now touch no touch, this is a different trade strategy that okay, I'm gonna use volatility 100 right now, so that we can all right. I believe we are all familiar with volatility 100. all right, so I'm using volatility 100. Volatility is 75 and 250 and 10, 25. They all work the same, but there are different barriers offset. All right, so there's a different barrier offset once you just log onto the volatility. So just be sure that you are not confused when you log into a different volatility and you are seeing a different barrier offset from mine, and then you'll be thinking maybe you're at the wrong place. So you might want to choose this time frame to the minimum. And one thing you must know, warning on this part, is that when you are play with this volatility, there's no sell to market. So just know that you cannot sell to market in this market process. All right, so let's say I'm using $10. Look at it. We have to this thing here. So we have touches and no touch. Now touch and no touch is a kind of a trade type that if you are operating with the touches, if the trade chart touches in the process of trading, the trade chart touches the barrier offset, then the trade is won. That's if you have chosen a touches as a contract type. But if you have chosen a no touch as a contract type and you trade and it touches the barrier as then that trade is lost. But if you choose a does not touch as a contract type, and at the end of the day it doesn't touch the barrier. If you see, you win the trade, and the chance of winning is always more at the does not touch. The reason being that the barrier offset is really lower from the trade start from like a lower portion from the barrier offset, a very lower portion from the barrier offset, and you can see that by the percentage that is given here is the percentage about that's the percentage return is about 52%, and why the percentage return here is about 173.2%. all right, that's to tell you that the chances of winning here is more than the chances of winning up here. So now for instance here, let's look at most times I don't really most times you're using all those your market analysis candle and all the rest, and to analyze your market you must be sure that you're analyzing your market in 2 minutes, because the minimum time allowed here is 2 minutes actually. So you can see that 2 minutes. So let's say I analyze this in 2 minutes. All right, look at this. All right, so let's say the market is going to fall in 2 minutes. So well, in my case I don't want to pay much attention to that, but I just want to play this casually. So let's put a no touch here and see, let's view the trade, and now this trade will proceed for 2 minutes. Look at where the trade started. The barrier offset is somewhere down, up above. I believe everyone by now know what the barrier offset is. If you don't know what barrier offset is, you just need to check some of my previous video, but I'm just going to be casual about my explanation here. So this barrier offset is just a point that separates your win from your loss, the point where your prediction starts, and it separates your win from your loss, and it's the point that decides whether you're going to win the trade or you're going to lose the trade. So if your decision was above the barrier and then it is above, then it's a win. If it was below the barrier and it's below, then it's a loss. So just take note of that. All right, so looking at this trade right here, you can see if it's a normal trade we can put it off at this point, but here you see reserve contract is not offered. So you're allowed to proceed, and I believe by now you all know where the time is. This is where the time is. The time is remaining 58 seconds. So you can see since it's proceeded, it has not even gotten close to the barrier, and funny enough this market was a very large downtrend, though not that large, but it was a major downtrend. So I don't really give it much credit. So this is just typically how you trade this barrier offset, and it's just as simple as this. It's nothing much. All right, so here we are on binary.com. Then we're going to see how it works on Deriv.com, if it works the same way. So you can do this as much as possible, as many times as possible, and then you will keep achieving the same result. All right, so all right, so but mind you, those of you that might want to make some, let me allow this trade to end so that I'll make some little explanation down there for you, and that's especially those that want to play around with the offset. One thing that you have to know is the more you offset the barrier, okay, that trade was one. The more you offset the barrier, I'm talking about this digit here, I always advise you to leave it at default. Let me say I put it 3.0. Now the more you offset the barrier, the lesser your profit is here, and the more the profit here, because the more you are shifting down the what they call it, the starting point. All right, so the more the win rate here, but the profit will be lesser. So I'll suggest you just leave it at default, just the way it is on the chart. All right, so just leave it like that. All right, so why this particular trade proceed, let's move over to the Deriv to see how you can access this same thing on Deriv. All right, this is just like 2 videos in one. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying it. All right, so now you can see it has proceeded high above the barrier, high above the starting point where the trade started, but it has, despite how high it has gone, it has still not touched or crossed the barrier. And mind you, normally typically if I'm placing trade here, I wouldn't place trade, okay, when I know that it's a sell period. All right, I wouldn't place trade there. Now look at how far the barrier was, look at how far the barrier is, look at how far the trade started. All right, so which means typically if you are checking your candles well enough before you place your trade, okay, that ended badly because all right, it was a really high rise trend. You can see it with the candle here. Remember, I'm placing this trade casually. All right, so if you are placing trade, and you are at least checking that the market is on a downtrend. All right, let me show you how you can check that out. All right, so if you're using it this way, you can see this here, this was already on an uptrend, all right, before that trade was placed, and it was a really high trend, all right, upward. So I wouldn't blame the trade for going that way. All right, so if you want to place the trade in a reverse form, all right, that will be in the next video. All right, that will be in the next video. I'm going to teach you in the next video how you can place that trade in a reverse form, such that this 5% here, all right, let me just refresh this. It's what was it before? 2.71. all right, so okay, all right, so you can say it's 5.8%. so in the next video I'm going to show you is how you can reverse the situation, such that this let's say if you're working with a different trend that is on the higher side, such that this 51% here will be for touches. Will be okay, this touches will be reversed down, it will be for touches, and then this does not touch here will be about 173%. so I'm going to show you in the next video how you can do that. So anyway, let's move on to the next that's the Deriv, how you can access this on Deriv. And this pop-up that kept coming here, I don't want this. Oh no, I didn't want that reset balance. I didn't want that reset balance. I hate the reset balance. Oh my god, and I don't like that pop-up coming up again. Alright, so those of you that are using this 10,000, it's a bit deceiving, so y'all should just change to the reduce it to an amount that you can deposit and you can work with. Alright, so it will be very much helpful to you than using 10,000. People grow this 10,000 to as much as $100,000-$200,000, and when they get on real account, they smile at it or fumble. So let's look at it here. Touch here, no touch. Alright, that's where you access it from here on this particular interface. First of all, you have to switch this to minute, and you can see it automatically switches to the minimum of the minutes, and that's 2 minutes. Alright, so you can see the barrier offset here is about 1.06%, and that's because of the market is volatility 10. Alright, so you might want to change to volatility. Does crash and boom offer this? Let me see. Oh no, it doesn't. Let us switch back. It doesn't. Alright, so volatility 100. Okay, now you go back, touch, no touch. Alright, so here what we're looking out for is does not touch. Alright, so let me use something. This is $10. Let me use something reasonable like 100. That means I'll be getting $50 for the as total payout. Alright, let's say no touch. That's on a high trend though, but I entered a no touch. Alright, no touch. Alright, so it does not touch. So the barrier for this trade is somewhere higher, somewhere around here. Alright, around here. So let me enter another one so that we'll see how it goes. Okay, another one. I just entered here. Alright, so you can see how your trade is proceeding here. Alright, so we have 2 minutes. The minimum time frame is 2 minutes. Actually 2 minutes. Alright, here is one thing I would have loved Deriv to add to this their chart, especially this their chart. One thing that I would have really loved them to add to this their chart is a situation by like a kind of like a limit showing where the trade will stop, or showing where the barrier is. Like this trade is typically not showing the exact point where the barrier is, just showing the starting point, which is here, which is a kind of microscopic. One have to strain eye before you can see it. Alright, to show where the barrier is. If that can be done, that update can be done, it will be really nice. It will be really nice for a lot of traders to work with. So this trade just ended, and it ended in a win. This one ended in a win. Okay, one, you can see it's a win trade. All right, this one is about to end, and it's definitely ending in a win. Here we go. Yeah, that one ended in a win too. So now you can see the point at which the trade was entered, and for 2 minutes, and you can see how far it proceeded. It proceeded up to this extent, and yet that trade was a win. All right, so that's to tell you that this strategy works very well. So I hope you are enjoying the video. I hope you learned something new, and this is a very cool way to make profits over and over and over and over and over, like repeated profit over and over and over. Imagine you're using the $10 to trade, and you trade up to 100 different times in a day, and that's 100 different times you're able to win like about 90 trade. That's a whole lot, man. That's a whole lot. You can just multiply 5 times 90. That will tell you how much that could be. All right, so I'm glad you came across this channel. I'm glad you're watching this video, and I'm happy to at least teach you something. All right, so thank you. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, I have more amazing that, you all know forex and binary option is really broad, and there's a whole lot that you need to learn. This one is just a micro version of what you have ahead to learn. So, and I have all those things in stocks to offer you. So just make sure that you subscribe, enable the notification, so that when next I upload video, you can always get it. All right, thank you.